But he'd say, if I did song, it'd help me. The stormy days, I can get the simple weatherman. Gets a service, love and understand. I can get the simple weatherman. You can catch him on the show, Tom and Dan. That's right.
All right, just like that. Good morning, everybody. That's a pretty cool intro song, huh? My favorite tune of all times, one of them, Leonard Skinner, written by the one and only, well, the lyrics by Andy Simmons, one of our biggest fans. We love Andy. So there you go. This is Louie. We're going to say our morning highs. Romper Room, as Dawn says. We got a lot of new people going to be chiming in today. So welcome. And so we'll let everybody get caught up. We'll show you the puppies. Now, if I was... Nope, never mind. I can't go there. My wife says I got to be good. She's not here to protect me today, by the way. I start saying things and her hand will go up and say, stop it. I'm like, okay. But anyway, listen, welcome. We're going to have a lot of new people in the chat. We got a lot of new Facebook supporters. You know, this is, I'm just Mike. I'm just a weather blogger. A lot of fans have been with me for a lot of years, so I'm not new to this. But the page gets shared a lot, and hopefully you like our page. So I'm going to go into the weather. I talk a lot. I ramble a lot. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? We have a good crew. So I usually ramble on. This is not going to be your 3-minute weather. I'll try to go over the first couple minutes. What's going on, then I'm going to really get deep. We show all the models, and John, I'll answer that. So this is the satellite. Let me show you the puppies. This is Louie. Here's his brother Hunter. They're brothers from a different mother and a different father. Hurricane Hunter and Hurricane Louie. Hurricane Louie is the big one. He's semi-famous. He's the calmest dog in the world, by the way. He is made to model. So I'm trying to get him a gig somewhere, right? Right, buddy? All right, let me show you Hunter now. Then we're going to get deep down in the tropics. Talk about it. Hurricane Hunters are out there right now flying around. We're going to check them out. They're in there right now. We're having fun with puppies, and they're flying in a hurricane. Well, it's not a hurricane. They're flying in a storm. So this little guy, Hurricane Hunter. And then we got this Hurricane Hunter. Let's flop it over here to the Hurricane Hunter. There we go. So Hurricane Hunter on the screen and Hurricane Hunter in real life. Right, buddy? Let's see if he gives me my morning kiss. Ready? Nope. There it is. So, all right, there's Hunter. He's our puppy. He's a little guy. Look how little he is. The smallest Frenchie on the planet. And I'm teaching him to be calm. He's good. See, he'll be calm if I tell him to. So, all right. All right, so Hurricane Hunters are out there. All right, so here we go. We're going to ramble on. We're going to talk tropics. I can't read the comments. They come in so freaking fast. I only see 4 at a time. Hey, Casper, good morning, buddy. Aaron. Yeah, it's not 100% yet. Always kinks in the thing, but we're working hard on that. Hey, Pam. All right, so anyway, all right, so Hurricane Hunters out there flying around. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the storm. So listen, if you're just tuning in, you want to hear about the storm, I'll try to spend the first few minutes about the good stuff, the official stuff, and then I'm going to go on to what could happen. So as always, we start out the show by welcoming our Facebook Live sponsor, and that would be ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. For some reason, they love me. I don't know. Never dreamed in a million years a corporate sponsor would want to support some dude. So we love them. They love me. Thank you so much. They're in Florida here. Definitely going to be a weekend in Florida that could be hurricane party. It's not officially forecast to be a hurricane at all. So No stress yet. If you're stressed about a hurricane, officially, it's not supposed to be a hurricane. Nearing hurricane strength, lots of questions. But again, hurricane parties are a southern tradition. I don't know why, but this is the weekend to have one. Florida. So go to ABC. Tell them you love Mike's. They know that. So I pick out a picture every day. And look at that, screwball. That's exactly what PTC is doing. It was supposed to already curve north, and it's curving west. So that's what a screwball does, right? You twist it. Instead of going this way, it goes this way. So what a perfect picture, right? Screwball. All right, so here's a couple more things. We're going to talk about the official forecast right now. So I talked a lot about this last night. We had a couple shifts to the west. Matter of fact, let me go to this one. Well, let's go back to this one. All right, so here's the official cone. The cones come out at 5 o'clock and 11 o'clock. There's 4 cones a day. 8 o'clock, 2 o'clock are new advisories on positions. They don't adjust the cone at 8 o'clock. They only adjust the cone at 11 o'clock. And what we saw here, again, we saw a little kink, meaning a little more tick to the west again. So that means the cone will probably have to adjust a little bit more to the west at 11. Doesn't mean much. The big player in all this, listen, Hispaniola. I hope I've made this clear a lot. I keep talking about the scenario I'm worried about going below Hispaniola. But the fact of the matter is, if it goes across Hispaniola, it's going to disrupt that center, and it's going to take time to reestablish. It could reestablish, definitely. But Dorian didn't cross Hispaniola. Irma didn't cross Hispaniola. And those systems were already strong where this one's at. So, you know, a lot of people are comparing this to Irma. Irma was already a big, strong hurricane out here. So we're not there yet. It's moving at 23 miles an hour. That's extremely fast. So tropical systems have a hard time developing, in my experience, over 20 miles an hour. So that's a big factor why this thing isn't developing a true center yet. So the hurricane hunters are out there right now. We're trying to find a true center. That's around 15 degrees. You know, we've had this big elongated low fighting low pressures, and they're trying to find a closed low. So could either be 15.5-ish or even around 15 or 14.5-ish, 15. So that, you know, this is the broad general area here that they're looking at, and it's still showing up on the vorticity maps as a broad low. Look at that. So it's hard for the system to get going when it doesn't have a strong low pressure. That's why it's the reason it's not a tropical storm. And see, they're showing 45-mile-an-hour winds. Look, and they even announced tropical storm force winds are going out 275 miles. So I have people emailing me from the Virgin Islands that are feeling tropical storm force gusts, and this orange is the actual wind field, and the wind field extends out 275 miles. That's huge. You got to remember, Gonzalo was only 25 miles wide. So I joke, Gonzalo was like Hurricane Hunter, and PTC 9 is like Louis. The size difference. So there you go. So listen, seriously, in this big rains, obviously, this thing is coming together. It's going to be extremely big rainmaker, unfortunately. If it does take that track, they're expecting Puerto Rico, islands, obviously, big rains, Hispaniola, Dominican Republic. So that's immediate threat, obviously, tropical storm. And there's tropical storm warnings up. Blue is tropical storm warnings. So, you know, serious situation for them. You know, rains are big, mudslides. You know, they're you know, we could have squally weather, power outages. So the good news is at least it's not a hurricane yet. So there you go. So short term, obviously, we're watching our friends down in the Puerto Rico area, and the timing for that starts to go downhill tonight. So it's not there yet. You're starting to see some outer bands now, but the big stuff is still coming in behind right here, and it'll eventually wrap itself around and head up that way. So there's that. Let's turn off Twitter. Let's see. We'll leave the Hurricane Hunters up there and see if what they find. Again, you know, I don't see. Well, we know it hasn't happened. Let's look at the latest tropical. All right, so these just came out. Let's leave these up here. I'm going to sip coffee, see some comments. So we go to tropicaltidbits.com. Our buddy Levi, and there's the latest spaghetti models. 12Zs just came out. They always come out around the 9 o'clock hour. So these are the latest models, and indeed, we're seeing that shift west, putting more Florida West Coast in golf in play. All right. So yeah, April, you're bringing up a good point. Comparing this to Irma is going to be tough because Irma came across a little farther to the north, so it was already a developing Category 4 hurricane. So when Irma got around South Florida, I talked about it a lot last night, but the impacts on the East Coast were kind of surprised a lot of people because the bands, counterclockwise banding, were able to build up energy around the Florida Straits and continue strong banding around and push into the Florida East Coast all the way up to Brunswick and Savannah and Charleston. Lots of surge. So, definitely you're going to feel it on the East Coast. But this trend I keep seeing, obviously, I joked on Twitter today, you can't turn a speeding Mack truck on a dime. It's hard. You don't see fast moving systems turn abruptly. And the steering current's looking ahead. You want to say hi? All right, come on. Sarah hasn't said hi in a while. So, Sarah, show them what you got. Say hi. Go down here, they can see you. Scoot over a little bit. There you are. Now look there. Say hi.
Hi.
What you drinking? Look right here.
Coffee.
She's drinking coffee.
Coffee.
What you watching?
Ben.
Make sure it's clean. She's watching.
Right.
It looks good. So she's watching something good. All right. Go play. She's my biggest fan. And there you go. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. I know you say hi. Hey, everybody. And by the way, we got our official Mike's Weather Page merchandise. I know Don's got one, and Whitney. You can drink the Louis. That's our morning Weather Page cup. We're like a big family. I love what's happening in our little chat supporter room. You guys helping each other. It's impossible for me to answer everything because it's hard keeping up with the tropics. So here's your steering maps. Upper level wind steering maps. Take it for what it's worth. Everything's still got a still strong high pressure to the north, and if you go solely by that, we got some weak steering here, but generally speaking, the steering currents are definitely favoring this west-northwest track. So, but every hour that goes by, this thing appears to be going more and more to the west and not making that turn that was expected. Just looking here at satellite, it just barreling its way westward. Originally, it was supposed to be up here. Remember? Now it's here. So the only scenario that I keep putting out there, and we're going to go to the models, I promise. But the only scenario that's really got me wondering is why, we should start to see a pretty good curve if it's going to head to Hispaniola. If not, we could see a little more trouble down the road. If it's, if it gets over these warm, hot Gulf water or Western Caribbean water. So, but that's not really an official forecast. So let's go back to spaghetti models. Just to show you the trend. I'll go back to the Southwest Florida one too. So you can get an idea. All your global models now are shifting to the West Coast. Now, a few scenarios with this. Okay, all right. There is a good chance this could just be a weaker system because it's going to cross over all this land interaction. There's a good chance. Now, it's a large system. Larger systems take time to develop, but they also are harder to kill. So the NHC, I think it has it at 65 miles an hour down here. But see the tracks? They're all trending west, and that's all because it's not turning like it's supposed to. Some of these models haven't even been initialized correctly. They're still showing initialization on the east side of the islands here. We're right here. So Levi's site takes into account the latest 8 o'clock fix, and that's why we're seeing this shift. So Hispaniola definitely is in the core of it. No, even if it goes to the south a little bit, they're going to get a lot of rain, and that's big there for mudslides and that crazy rain, copious amount of rains. So, all right, there's that. And then there's big mountains on East Cuba. So it's got a lot to go. This scenario is becoming less and less as far as a direct hit. And obviously now I can say that with certainty because there's less models saying it. When I said it yesterday, there was a lot of models showing a strong system out here. But now the models are all, seeing this west tick. So the good news as far as, big bad hurricane is that it'd be very hard to develop over these high mountains. So that's why there's a lot of uncertainty. Let's take a look at all the models. Pinpoint. So the water's high. Listen, so ocean heat content is the amount of energy deep down underneath its surface. It's not always surface temperature. It's ocean heat content. This is a map that measures ocean heat content, and obviously a system down in the Western Caribbean would benefit from that. So that's the one scenario that I would be concerned about. If this thing continues tracking more west, then it would be able to, miss land, develop here, and do that classic turn. There is a weakness coming down the road with upper air patterns. The official NOAA surface chart shows our system now developed. This would be Saturday morning down by the Bahamas, Sunday somewhere around Florida, and then Monday moving its way north. Now this could shift, obviously. If this goes to the Gulf, then it could be stronger, obviously. So upper Gulf Coast for sure, in Florida, I keep pointing out, they're the ones that should be watching closer as far as continental U.S. goes. All right, so here's your latest overnight models. Hey, Kaylee. Sarah says hi. Hey, Jenna. Mary Carroll, no, I got lucky. Hurricane Hunters, let's see what they got. All right, so they're flying back. We either have a sitter here or here. I think they're going to investigate both of the elongated areas and see where the winds are wrapping up. So it's already got tropical storm force winds, even higher. I mean, higher than minimum, not hurricane. All right, so you can go to Tropical Tidbits. We'll look at all the models. We'll look at the 06Z. And listen, this blob behind is very interesting. It hasn't really developed any sort of circulation, but no mention from the NHC. I get a lot of people asking, and we have another one coming off Africa. This one off of Africa is getting a few model support, but nothing official on the NHC. One storm at a time. Right? Hey, Stephanie Rhodes. Not always. Hey, Michelle. You're going to get rain bands regardless of track. In this, the tropical storm force winds extend out 275 miles. So you're going to get some pretty big gusts. Tropical storm force winds are getting close to you now. It's definitely going downhill during the day. So you're going to get some big squalls. You're going to get some big rains. The storm is wide. So even if the center is way to your south in Puerto Rico, today going through tonight, things are starting to go downhill, and you're gonna get some tropical storm force gusts, no doubt, and sustained winds. So unfortunately, expect power outages and flooding likely. So, am I allowed to pick my nose on my own TV show? It's a TV show. All right, let's look at models, and then I got a couple funny things to play y'all. So. All right, so latest GFS. This is the 06Z. Haven't even looked at it yet. This one's on tropicaltidbits.com. Let's take a look. Showing that north movement towards Hispaniola and keeps it north to Cuba. and kind of weak system going into South Florida, skirting Florida, and up this way on Monday, Tuesday. So timing wise, Saturday, right here. Weak. It's important to note. Land interaction keeps it weak. But I will also tell you that no model predicted Hannah to be anything more than a weak low pressure too. So I don't bet everything that these intensity models are correct. And I gotta blow my nose. Hang loose. I guess I could do it off camera. Let me do it over here. Nope, let me do it down here. So I don't want you guys to. Let's see. All right, or do I? There we go. If I was home alone, I would have just picked the booger. I'm a booger picker. Don't tell. But I gotta maintain a professional look. So don't get caught up on intensity models yet. I look at these paths, and then we'll use our own common sense on intensity. So, all right. So there's GFL. All right, let's go to Euro. Probably the same thing. I didn't really even look at this one yet because I did. I posted it at 4 a.m. So I don't know if technically in my world it's Thursday or Wednesday because I went to bed after the CMC around 1. Woke up at 4:30. Posted a bunch of stuff. Went to bed at 6, and then I slept till 7:30. So I don't know if that's technically like 2 nights sleep. So here's the latest Euro. Whoa, big dip south, and then it kind of goes north. Oh, it really goes west. But very weak. Look at that. So the Euro's really confused. But it keeps it kind of below Hispaniola. And then eventually into the Gulf here on Monday. Sunday, Monday, right here. Weak system, and then it pulls it up. So Euro completely kills it. Good news, right? That's not the official forecast from the NHC, though. NHC showing, I think they have 65 mile an hour winds, or 60. Nope, 65. So they have it peaking out at 65 before landfall. And that would be where? That would be, well, it's going to, yeah, come on. They're in a tough spot right here because, they're showing 65 mile an hour down here by Naples on, Saturday night. But land interaction weakens it. If this thing goes a little bit over here, we know Gulf blobs this year have surprised us. I don't like long-range shear maps. There will be some shear in here, but the dry air has not been an issue with this system. So, we got to watch. So anyway, there's that. All right, there's Euro. Euro's kind of the outlier again. Let's look at the CMC. Canadian model. It's been really good this year. General track. And that one looks really believable to me. So keeps it weak though. That's good. Again, I'm not, don't keep your eyes off this as far as intensity goes. Path is becoming clearer to me. Intensity is still the big question mark. But there it is. That's that turn. And timing on this is this. Sunday morning right here. So, that the timing of this has always played out to be pretty good. It's sped up a tick. But, eventual turn coming because we have a weakness between high pressure. High pressure ultimately is pushing our system west. And then we have a little weakness and it goes up. So there's the CMC. You can get the idea. They're getting close. Now the Navy model is never the best model, but people like to share it. It's showing the same thing. See? So we have confidence. We have confidence on a west-northwest movement, a turn. We have confidence now that it indeed shifted west more and more. Navy's strength is down 986. That's more believable, in my opinion. So that's that. Now let's look at we got the Icon model, German. I don't know if this has been a good tropics model this year, but still we get an idea what it's thinking. And these are all in tropical tidbits, by the way. So the Icon's keeping it on Florida East Coast, but the Icon, I don't know, it's been that great. GFS Para, I don't know, this one's been kind of sticking to the East Coast. It's definitely the outlier, so more in Carolina. But so, you know, the East Coast thread is, in my opinion, becoming a little less. Obviously, don't take your eyes off of it. All right, H-Wharf. 2 more models, and then we'll take a break from models. Puerto Rico, tropical storm force winds almost a bet later this afternoon and into tonight. Lots of rain. It's coming. I mean, it's a wide system. This is 275 miles wide. All right, so here's the H-Wharf. And it's showing pretty much, boom, you know, here and there. You know, 995, not too bad. And then the H-Mon, a little stronger, showing 987 into there. So, you're getting the idea. You're getting the idea. Little shifts west. So, and then we'll look at Ensembles. And then we'll take a 2-second break. We'll look at comments. So the big question happening right now is the Hurricane Hunters. Where the heck is center? I hope this isn't center below 15 degrees, because that would definitely start to build that theory that this could pass below Hispaniola. Because officially, the last fix had it above 15 degrees. So, and let's take a look at 15 degrees. What are we looking at here? Let's take a look. Well, here we can look at a couple things. Let's look at our favorite Knoll School site. These are satellite-driven wind maps, and the Hurricane Hunters guarantee these change so much. So the Hurricane Hunters verify, which is so important for models, because this stuff changes like a dime. And the Hurricane Hunters measure more than just winds. Hurricane Hunters measure atmospheric conditions. They measure humidity levels, all this stuff ahead of a storm. So they do samplings of the atmosphere that are crucial on intensity models. So they definitely help make models better. But here's the lower level winds, and they're looking, again, like that's 13 degrees. We don't want it down that low. I mean, 15 degrees. I mean, the latest fix from the Hurricane Center, or National Hurricane Center, at 8 o'clock. Then we got Ensembles coming. But the latest fix had it at 15.1, 62.1. So 15.1, technically, they put the fix somewhere right there. Okay? Now, I'm guessing the middle level winds are there, and they're going with that. Lower level winds appear to be to the south a little bit. Still. 700 millibar, still below 15 degrees. That's providing this map's even right. I assume it is. And then 500's below. So, man, I don't know. All the wind maps appear that it's still trying to develop a low pressure south again. And the Hurricane Hunters might be showing that right here. Maybe. So, tough, man. It's tough system. It's not playing by the rules. Again, this is the latest fix from the NHC at 8 o'clock. This was the 5 o'clock advisory track, and you can see this bend here is because they put the 8 o'clock advisory fix, and they basically just connect the dots. So not likely this thing's going to do that. So likely at 11 we're going to see another shift of the track to the west. A little bit. So, all right. So I looked at the wind. I want to look at, we were going to zoom in close to, well, let's go to Tidbits. Has got great satellite imagery too. I don't like to use everybody's all the time, but this tropical Tidbits, and let's let it load. There she goes. All right, we'll just let this play for a little bit. See what kind of so let's see. So hey Marcus, all right. So Marcus, all they're looking for is closed low. They're looking for winds from all 4 directions, obviously. And they're not finding that. So it's just a wave right now, a tropical wave. Once they establish a true center and we get winds on all four quadrants, then they'll designate it as a tropical storm, because it's got to, in order to be a tropical storm, it's got to fit certain criteria, and one of the criteria is obviously a closed low system, and that's not that. So, what would the name of the storm be? Good question. Hey Brax. Hey Dale. Dale, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Then I read they have no refunds. How could you not have refunds? I had to white lie or something. It could be taking a small jump alley, but you know, this yeah, it could be maybe a little bit. Boom, boom, maybe right here. But that's still 15 degrees, you know. But the overall, yeah, it could have bounced maybe, but you know, maybe no. I don't know. Maybe not. It still seems to be hovering around 15 degrees right here. That last blow up, let's stop the frame here. So the last blow up, maybe a tick above 15. Last fix at 8 o'clock was 15. Was at 15.1. So it's to me, it's almost the same exact spot as it was as far as going west. All right, so there's that. So we got a new track at 45 minutes. So all right, everybody's asking what the name is, right? So I was lucky. So last week I was on the Drew Garabo show here locally, 103.5 The Bone, and they wrote a song. They wrote a song about I am Christy. This is so funny. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. It's 2 minutes, 20 seconds long. But they mentioned Mike's weather page. They mentioned us. So we are in a song. Our blogging little website is in a song they played on the radio. It's so cool. Check this out. I'm gonna turn it up and I'm gonna drink some coffee, listen to it, and laugh. This is the pronunciation song of our next system. All right, turn it up. Oh, wait a minute. Damn it. I still got YouTube up from Andy Simmons. Let me rewind it. All right, so here we go.
Isaiah, what's it called? Isaiah.
You'll never forget the name.
Isaiah. While you're sitting at home with your 12 gauge, you decide to check out Mike's weather page. Then you listen to Domo Arigato and you call up your boy, Paul Delegato. You say, yo, Paul, what's coming our way? He say, yo, Drew, I got something to say. This gonna go through you like diarrhea. There's a real bad storm, and it's Isaiah.
Isn't that great?
Isaiah. Well, don't be scared, just be prepared. Stock up food and water and do what I did. If you get some things like drugs and booze, you won't have any problems and you're ready to snooze. When it comes through, it's...
All right. So you can find it on Twitter. Not to make light of the situation, you know that. But hey, we have weather to talk about. And it's not a hurricane yet. And it might not be a hurricane. So I don't want to get caught hyping. Hey, Hannah was supposed to be 40-mile-an-hour max tropical storm, and it ended up being 90. Here's a bubbling satellite. This is on the College of DuPage site. They have great high-resolution satellite. These are like 1-minute frame shots. This is this morning's radar presentation of Isaiah. Isaiah. So I don't know if you could play it. Teacher, yeah, Mirtha, I don't know if you could play the song, because it talks a lot about some, PG plus stuff. But it's on Twitter. Just search Drew Garabo or Mike's weather page, and you can see it. So there's the latest blow up. It's definitely bubbling, and it's pretty big tropical wave. Let's look at the ensembles. We haven't looked at those yet. Listen, so we got a new track in about 45 minutes. Hurricane Hunters. What the heck are they finding out? So So again, listen. Maybe people just popped in here. The keys, yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll just listen. So I know we got a lot of new people, but it's great. Our page is almost 900, almost getting close to 1 million followers now, and we have a lot of fun. We talk weather all year long. We speculate. It's not official by any means, but it's a collaboration of thinking and thinking out loud. We've done pretty good over the years, so welcome. People helping people. We just lost 1,000 viewers, Whitney, probably. What did I do? I had a weather report. Remember last night we were talking about anybody down in the islands or Les Tillies, and I had 2 weather reports sent to me. Unbelievable. We have fans all the way down in Barbados and all the islands. Virgin Islands emailed me this morning, so it's cool. So there we go. All right, so let's look at Weather Nerds. You can look at TC forecast guidance, and we can look at all the ensembles. So here's the latest ensembles. So latest ensembles from the Euro. General west-northwest track. Now these are OOs. Yeah, see these haven't updated. See, they were expecting to turn north too. So today is key. If we don't start to see this turn north, all these models are going to trend a little bit more west. But anyway, overnight Euro, here we go. All these ensembles are different versions of the Euro. The black is the mean line. So like out of the 51 different brains of the Euro, it has 51 little brains, and every little brain of the Euro puts a different scenario in it. Let's say it go this way. Let's say Isaiah got drunk last night. So, and then the black line is the mean of the averages of all these. And sometimes, not always true, but the operational run sometimes follows that mean of the. So you get an operational run at 1:30 in the morning, let's say 2 in the morning Eastern. Then all these little ensembles run their little brains, and then the next update has the ensemble thinking into the operational run. So it's operational run, ensembles, operational run, ensembles. So anyway, so there's the Euro. Still a few outliers going to the East Coast. So again, man, nobody in the East Coast, stop watching. You just look for trends. That's all. And the trends go west, young man. All right. So there's that. The latest GFS still saying East Coast. So, definitely don't take your eyes off it on the East Coast. But that's just one model. But again, hey, that's interesting. So if I lived, Carolinas and Virginia, and, I'd be still glued to my seat. But that's just one model. That's GFS. All right, so I lost it. Where'd he go? All right, let's go down here. I got all these links on my site, by the way, ensembles. Let's go to the UK. Haven't looked at these yet. Ooh, 5-day. So here's your 5-day UK and general path. Now see, this is interesting. See this one line here? See this yellow line? That's stronger. These are strengths. So it's saying whatever run that is, if it stays across, western Cuba is flat. Eastern Cuba is mountainy. So any path, of course, down here, like I'm saying, we'd have to watch for development that's not showing up on models yet. But anyway, here's your UK. And that's the 5-day. Do they have? Yeah, there you go. So here's their 10-day. And you can see a path through Florida and then back. So, this is very consistent. All dependent. See, the UK hasn't run yet. The last UK ensemble run was way over here. The storm is now here. So when we have a new ensemble run, it'll have to rethink wherever it's at now. It was expected to be a little farther north. So it might, that's what I'm saying. Just watch. That's all. That's all we can do right now. Just watch. Watch, wait, and see. All right, here's the Hurricane Hunters. No true fix yet. These are wind barbs. So, Isaiah. Isaiah. Now, I wish they would have made a song for Lorenzo. I would have been a lot better off. Somehow, Lorenzo turned Gonzalo on us. Lorenzo did a name change halfway through the hurricane, or the whatever it was. I don't think it ever became a hurricane. It's supposed to be a hurricane. So here's how the tropics are screwed up. They predicted, here we go again, Lorenzo. They predicted Gonzalo to be a hurricane fizzled. They predicted Hannah to be a weak tropical storm, fizzle. And then Hannah ended up being 90 mile an hour. And I still bet when they reassess everything, it might even be stronger because the pressure dropped on Hannah quick. And the winds never caught up. Sometimes they'll reassess it and say, hey, it was probably a little quicker. Be a headline. Because I think it was only 5 miles from Category 2. What is the category? What is it, by the way? I don't even know. Saffir-Simpson scale. 96 is a Category 2. So it was 90. They would have to increase it 6 mile an hour. All right, some of your other maps. Here's a funny map. So, it kind of updated. So your 5-day rain map obviously is going off of a GFS style rain forecast because it's showing a turn. Obviously a west track over Florida. This rain's going to increase. So rain maps are all dependent on track, obviously, and you got to take the rain forecast with a grain of salt. For 5 days, so you can see where it's thinking. But this will adjust with the track. So will our surge map. I haven't even pulled up this yet, but surge map is based on the official NHC forecast, and it adjusts a lot better as a storm approaches. So I don't think it's in the storm mode yet. So obviously I live here in the Tampa Bay area. The effects that Tampa would see if this thing was a little bit to the west, the worst case scenario for Tampa ever would be a system that was able to stay down here, cross western Cuba, and have time to develop and then turn north. And same thing with Fort Myers. They have kind of the same little base set up down here, Port Charlotte. So any storm that passes to the north, we're going to have a lot of water pushed in to the bay. And I've seen tropical storms actually. Tropical Storm Debbie covered up all the bridges, and they had to close Courtney Campbell and Howard Franklin because all this water pushed up into the bay. So that's why I'm watching it really close, and I think everybody on the west coast of Florida should watch it close too, and not discount the possibilities. Eventual turn to the north is coming, but the good news is it's not a hurricane right now, so and it's moving fast. Can't turn a speeding Mack truck on a dime. We'll see if it turns hard or not. Every hour that goes by means a little tick to the west. And the steering currents really don't show much. And you can hear Sarah in there singing. She's really singing. It's either the birds or Sarah's singing. Hey Dylan, all right. So listen, the rain forecast on this is tricky because it's a 500-mile wide system. Remember, I gotta tell her to be quiet. It's bothering me. Sarah. Hey. Oh my God. She had her microphone that Grandma bought her, and she's over there karaokeing. Bless her heart. So she's like, "Damn it, Dad! You tell me to play." All right. So here's the size of our system. I love this tool on weathernerds.org. You got a measuring tool, and the NHC is saying that the winds extend out 275 miles. And that would be true. So people are asking me here in Puerto Rico, look. So here's our system. Here's a pretty good hefty convective band. So this is heading your way. All right. So you're going to get later afternoon tonight. You're going to get all this stuff, and it's tropical storm wind. So don't focus on the center line of where this system's at. Living in the islands, Virgin Islands too. I had a couple fans email me about boats. So all these winds are packing tropical storm force gusts or sustained winds. So all this is going this way. And then again, the overall size is huge, man. This thing is 550 miles right there. You could argue that it's 870 miles wide. Well, actually, you could argue this way too. Look, 840 miles wide. It's crazy. 800. So technically, we could say from here to here, 1,000 miles. 1,000. The peninsula of Florida is only 300 miles, I think. Or 400 miles. So you get the idea. 1,000 miles. That's like from Tampa to Pennsylvania. Look at that. So you could drive from Tampa to New York. It's 1,000 miles. The same width, you could argue, as the bands of. And big systems take a long time to develop, but so big rainmaker. All that was in reference to rain. So it's we could have a system here, and we could have serious rain on the east coast of Florida. It could be a big rain event that people have no idea is coming because of the size. And it all depends. I mean, we're talking effects into Georgia, South Carolina, early in the week. So there's a lot to come with this. It's not, big bad hurricane right now, which is great. But as far as, unexpected winds and rains, for sure. So, all right, so we're going to zoom in here real quick. One last look. See, come on, I can't turn the tool off now. The Toolman Taylor. Sponsored by Home Improvement. Do you guys used to watch Home Improvement? I loved Home Improvement. That's like one of the last sitcoms I ever watched. I used to go to college and record it. My mom would watch it with me at home on Tuesday nights. I loved it. All right, so there you go. There's our storm. Hurricane hunters are out there. Look at that. Convection's really trying to fire. Looks like Mickey Mouse, the last frame. I think somebody said that. Hey, Chris, the rain estimates right now are not showing anything. This is a developing. Models are going to catch up to this big time. So I would not look at your rain forecast by any means. I would look at more the timing and say, 2 a.m. Sunday here, system's 300-400 miles wide. We can start to get rain Saturday, all the way up in the, middle of Florida. So just kind of do your own weather thinking and say, okay, well, the center's here. If it's an eastern lopsided system, then the East Coast is going to get a lot regardless. The only chance that the Florida doesn't get much would be obviously a pass to the east side. Any path here. So it all depends with Hispaniola. So one step at a time. Right. Bahamas, Lornell. I definitely think you're going to be under tropical storm warnings for a large part of the Bahamas. For sure. Hey, Val, you can go to Twitter and look up 102.5. Go to Twitter, type up 102.5, The Bone. And let's see how, they post a lot, so we might have to find it some other way. There it is right here. And I can copy it and paste it. I think I'm under Julie's account again, but there it is. He-Bear Box. What's up, Candleweed Nikki? Yeah, the He-Bear Box. Yeah, well, there's a shot. The He-Bear Box is a urban myth. I guess it's technically passing through it right now. But it also has to be designated. I don't know their whole stipulation. It's saying most strong hurricanes that pass through this. So the official discussion of the Heber box was stronger hurricanes that were already a stronger hurricane here impacted South Florida, here and here. This one goes there, this one goes here. But the old rule of thumb, weaker goes west, and even though this has strong winds, it's not weaker meaning it's not organized. Weaker goes west. So no true center yet. Maybe here. 15.89 maybe. I'm sure they're going to go back down here and look, but it's on par. Look at that. Boom, boom. No, that's not the same. I don't know. We'll let them do their thing. We're already seeing stronger winds though. Flight level winds definitely increasing. So there you go. 2020 has no rules. What's up, G Money? Yeah, so I don't know. Makes sense. I went over all the models. Seeing slight ticks to the west. You know, not to get worked up too much about these spaghetti models yet, because again, a lot of land interaction is going to keep our system weak. There would be a window of opportunity here, but again, the Euro is showing a fizzle and kind of the GFS. But again, those both of those models failed miserably with Hannah. Hey, Agua, yes, 100%. I'll be live tonight, 8 o'clock. I say, yeah. Hey, what's up? Did I see Brent? There's our buddy Brent. What's up, buddy? Cool, Valerie. Thank you for sharing our page. April, yeah, the next waves, eventually they're going to mark one, you would think. Nothing's showing. The latest one coming off Africa is showing a little bit. This right here. Short-lived, though. So your 15-day map isn't picking on one yet. So, you know, we are going to be in this negative MJO pulse. Pretty strong negative downward pulse here of the MJO here in middle part of August. So, you know, some are talking we could be in a week or two lull before we get into, obviously, September, which is nearing peak season. So, you know, we could have a couple weeks here in August that this negative MJO suppresses storms. Just one factor of a bazillion that influences our storms. But, you know, we looked a lot about the water vapor loop, and I talked a lot about the dust. The dust always was above it. It outraced it, and now it's kind of clearing out a little bit. So as far as dry air goes, here's that next plume that we said was going to be behind it. You know, it's got a pretty moist atmosphere. There is a little, you know, instability ahead. You know, here's our system. This hasn't been updated. Tuesday, Wednesdays. This hasn't been updated. But there's a break that we're in, kind of. The main dust sow is to the north and to the west, so not a big as factor as it has with other systems. We can see the dry. This map combines dry air and dust, and as it progressed, you can see the reds is heaviest concentration of dry air and dust. So it was heaviest nearing the islands, and you can see the last few frames. Look, it's starting to wean off a little bit. So it's going to be entering a more moist. Tracy, yep, she's not here. I can say it. And she didn't sneeze last night. She's like, I didn't sneeze, and I didn't have to yell at her. And the Rays won. And Alexa, play Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama by Leonard Skinner on Amazon Music.
Ah, gotcha. Alexa, stop. I don't want to get banned on Facebook. Hey, Rhonda. Actually, you know what's interesting, Rhonda? I learned a little tidbit this year. It always peaks in July. So I think it's making more of a news this year because normally we don't get systems in July. So now that we have systems in July, they talk about the dust. Usually the dust is not as strong at the peak of in middle of July, and it becomes less of a factor entering August. So the dust is not. The dust is always big in July, but we usually don't have tropical systems to talk about, so the dust isn't really brought up as much. So, but that one outbreak we had 3-4 weeks ago was almost a record outbreak. So friends down in the Caribbean and obviously all the way to Texas were talking about the amount of dust, and it ended up being a record plume. There's our word, plume. So here's Levi's talking about just the sharp wave axis. Still no close low. 1,006 pressure. It's hard. Listen, fast moving storms. That's Hurricane 101. Fast, 20 miles an hour plus is hard for tropical systems to start organizing. So this sucker is moving 23 miles an hour. So that's a big reason it hasn't been able to do it. It is expected to slow down. This Felipe Papin, hope I got his name right. He's a pretty smart dude. I got him on Twitter. On Twitter. I've seen a Twister talking about signs of a center, 16 north, 63 west. So everybody's just doing what we're doing, watching and waiting. So nothing else. I'm surprised I don't see more chit chat. But anyway. This cranky weather guy is pretty good. Alright, so we just got to sit back and watch. There's nothing we can do right now. Just watch, wait for the new update in about 30 minutes. We'll see the hurricane hunters are finding. Somebody just posted 16 degrees, maybe, possibly. Here's 16 degrees. Makes sense. 15.8, 15.9. So, possibly. That would put it right about here. But the faster this sucker moves, it better start moving north, or we're going to be talking about a whole different set of scenarios throughout the day. But we'll see what the official forecast is. Right. All right. So we're going to kick it off. Listen, I get a lot of people asking about my weather page store. Why not? Let's talk about it now. Mike's weather page store. Top link right here. Look at that. You can have all this cool stuff. All the shirts. Hurricane shirts. I usually do a Drunk Donkey weather page share of the day. We got the Conehead shirt. That's our official. That's what we call everybody, the Coneheads. Because we're live and die by the Coneheads right now. We are living and dying by the cone. So we're officially Coneheads. That's what you are. When I'm going to put a disclaimer box, and I still have coffee left, so I can still ramble on. And look at this. All right, so cool beans, right? So I told Julie today, take a stand. We're going to Dunkin' today. So what'd she do? She goes to Dunkin' for me and let the girls go to Starbucks. So not only did we sit in line, probably spent more money in gas going to two. But anyway, I got my Dunkin'. But look at this again. How could they not put the lid on? Look. So now my wife's got a nice car, Charger. I keep it clean. Now there's freaking coffee in the bottom of a coffee cup because the stupid lid wasn't on right. How, come on. Jeez and crackers, man. Pisses me off. All right, so Brent, sorry about that, buddy. Yeah, but the Rays look good, man. 4 in a row. What other cool stuff? So I had this cool design. This is the Drunk Donkey sleeping. That's the winter shirt. And the coolest one that I made, well, my buddy, that was a cool official hurricane tracker. Then my favorite one is the blob and squalls. This little guy. I chase blobs and spinach. Look at that. That's what we're doing again. We're chasing a blob. That's what we do. All right. So Sounds good. Yeah, hey Tom, I would do that, man. It just costs money. I hate it. Maybe I'll do it. It's just they charge like $5 more. I'm only making a couple bucks as it is because it's they handle all the shipping, and it's not like I'm doing it for money, but it pays for the beer that I buy at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits and coffee. See. So not only does your support go to beer at night, so I can be sane, it also goes to overpriced coffee at Starbucks. And I'm trying to get Dunkin'. Weather runs on Dunkin'. All these little cool things. All right. So who's wearing a shirt? Who just said something about that? Man, I can't scroll up though. I get so many comments on my feed. I don't want to crash Chrome. So Shelly made bingo cards. That's neat. I do have YouTube, Brandon. I upload this. Hey, Katie, I haven't seen you in there. Your East Coast threat is becoming a little less, Katie. So that's good. A lot of new fans. Where are you at, Tina? I can tell you. Well, good point, Claude Kreider. Listen, there has been storms over the years that have never formed. Weak go west. That is the tried and true statement that always plays out. Weaker goes west. They are less influenced by upper level winds. So yeah, there's an outside shot. This thing would become something later. So it's just painful watching this thing and not knowing. So weather runs on Duncan. There you go. Disney washout for when? Oh boy, I don't know. Early next week? Nah, I don't think so. I think it'll be gone by Sunday. Hey, what's up, Jason from Lubbock, Texas? Hurricane damage. Yes, Hannah was a shocker. PBR hard coffee, like Pabst Blue Ribbon coffee. That's cool, Cindy. Cool. My mother-in-law does too. Leanne, yes, that's the one scenario that I'm worried about that isn't being discussed. But it's not official. But I just see the possibility of this thing going a little farther south than they expect and have a little more chance to develop down here. And again, this little bump shows you, we might get another little track adjustment at 11 o'clock. So we'll see if that happens. We'll see. They know a lot more than we do, but it has trended more west than originally thought. A lot west. So, here we go. All right, cool, man. Thank you, Nicholas Brown. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Hey, Hank, what's up? Hobby Talk. Windshield wiper, yes. Usually it'll settle into a far... So what the windshield wiper effect would be, all these models doing this, catching up. Over the years, we would see a trend keep... And I think we're going to see... I firmly believe we're going to continue to see tracks inching more west. And then what happens with the windshield wiper effect is then they'll end up coming back a little bit. That's just... They overreact and they come back. So what we're seeing here, obviously, is a jump when the models were here and now they're here. And then eventually we could see them pop back a little bit. So that happens. Right now we're definitely seeing a trend. Trends happen before the windshield wiper effect. The trend is west. And don't forget, ABC is your official hurricane party store. So Whitney's talking about cheeseburger. Oh, I love. Hey, Wendy, yeah, I think I get like a penny, man. So it's pretty neat. What's up, Katie? Windshield wiper. Leaving to Destin next Wednesday. Nope, should be gone. Worst case, Bonita Springs, Chrissy. Well, worst case, obviously, is developing, hurricane. There's still a couple models. The HMON H-Wharf shows this coming more into a southeast Florida impact up to the Space Coast. So that's a possibility. Unfortunately, the GFS is still showing a lot of ensembles curving up into the Carolinas, possibly. So that's the outlier. The trend is more through the Caribbean, crossing over the land. But, almost every single... So if you're solely live and die by the models, almost every model crosses Hispaniola. That would keep it weak. Now, popping over here, North Cuba would allow strengthening. But, look at the timestamp, 24:48. This thing's going to be moving fast. The NHC is not expecting a little bit of slowdown, but not much. A little slowdown here. This would be, a little window. So, the biggest window of opportunity, A, is going to be past Hispaniola. No matter what. Land interaction, development. If it goes south, land interaction, development. Development. Stays on the west coast of Florida, development. Blobs and squalls, man. The Euro is wrong. Euro's wrong. Alright, so it's all good. So listen, we'll talk later tonight for sure. I'll be posting all day long. I have nowhere to go today. So I'll post. We got the 11 o'clock advisory. So this is my day. Patricia. So we got an NAC advisory coming out in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We'll post that. We'll digest it. 11:30, the GFS starts to run. 12 o'clock, the CMC starts to run. Around 1:30, the Euro starts to run. The UK runs around 2 o'clock. We get a new advisory at 2 o'clock. We have hurricane hunters all the time. We have ensembles that run an hour or two behind the operational model run. So there's always fun stuff to look at. And weirdly, you can say look forward to. I always worry, like, here's the UK. We didn't show that one yet. There's UK showing, weak development here. This is Sunday, right off the coast, west coast of Florida. Weaker development, but still there nonetheless. Again, intensity is so hard to predict, but the track is not. So there's that. We haven't looked at that one yet. And we can look at the 6Z Euro now. See what that says. Not sure the quality of the 6Z Euro, but we can still see what it's showing. And the 6Z Euro showing a lot of land interaction still. Possible center down by the Keys. 6Z Euro updates every 6 hours. So technically, this one's not on any really free site. So this one updates in between the main operational runs. But, weak system going into South Florida right here on Saturday night, Sunday. So not a big organized system. Good news. So the Euro is still saying weak system. So that's good. Here's the precipitable water map, obviously showing the rain, east side. Lots of rain coming, even though the rain forecasts aren't showing it. So Euro keeps it weak. That's good news, right? So we'll see if the almighty Euro is right. It was wrong with Hannah. So anyway, cool. So Marie, we showed those other blobs. The middle blob isn't showing up on any long-range modeling. The far Africa wave is kind of showing up on a few models, but it also has it dying really quick. So the overall, the second blob doesn't have any clear signature. It's just entrained in this, the Monsoon Trough, they call it. This is where the equator winds meet from the south, come down from the north. It's really fascinating. Here's that secondary wave. A little bit of spin. A few models are saying it could develop, but it kills it really quick. A lot of shear, I guess, out that way this time of year. So let's look at the shear. I wonder how good the shear map is on this site. So I read a lot about this upper level low actually help, or upper level high, kind of help some of this convection we're seeing. But as far as shear goes, upper level winds are pretty weak right now. Steering currents are weak, very weak steering currents right now. And you can indicate, this is indicated right here on this cool map, upper steering map that I have linked. You can see the steering maps, it's kind of in a little dead zone right here. So I think that's why the model maps are just smack dab going in between these two upper level air patterns here. We got basically weak steering currents going right smack dab in the middle. Strong winds, steering current just kind of points straight right there. That's what the NHC is doing. It's a great map. This is a cool map. It shows potential steering. The only thing I don't think it's taken into account is we got a system that's not developed yet and it's considered to be weak and it's moving at 23 miles an hour. So when's the turn? Cool beans. All right, well, listen, we'll do one tonight at 8 o'clock. Shelly will remind me. Jonathan English is here to help with ICS. Or now I already screwed up. So we got to end it with that. We got to end it with ICAS. So I had to find it. I shared it last night. So my Twitter feed's pretty good. All right, here we go. This is the funniest thing on the planet. I love it.
Isaiah, Magic Mike on the ones and twos, and he's giving y'all people the good news. And there's a hurricane, and it's coming
Not a hurricane.
our way, and it's got a funky name that's fun to say. Isaiah,
It sticks.
Isaiah, coming for the water. Things are about to get a little bit hotter. It's big and it's scary and you better stock up. Get your guns and cock that up. Cause when Isaiah comes rolling through, you're gonna be scared, you won't know what to do. So get the water and get the food and then smoke a fat blunt and chill out, dude.
Isaiah,
I don't touch that stuff.
Isaiah. What's it called? Isaiah.
And they talk about Mike's Fire page in here, and then we'll cut it out. I promise.
Isaiah. While you're sitting at home with your 12 gauge, you decide to check out Mike's weather page. Then you listen to Domo.
I love that stuff, man. That's so crazy. All right, so listen, I'll be on all day. Make sure you tune in. We'll be watching this in real time. Keeping up with it. Remember, a lot of these great links here, Travel Tidbits, Weather Nerds, I got them all, but thanks to those guys, they let me link their stuff, and we'll see what the Hurricane Hunters find as they trying to figure out what this system's going to do. I say, yeah. So, craziness. All right, we'll see y'all tonight for sure, 8 o'clock. Be good. Have a good one. Bye.